Welcome to SuperDavedevYT channel. Are you ready for the release of Cyberpunk? Because I can't wait. I am ready for the release, and I just wanted to make this video to further explore what the upgrade system is like in Cyberpunk and also share some of my experiences with RPGs and maybe give some light on some questions you might have. So first of all, you will need to go to a Ripper dock to upgrade, making it more robotic. Now Ripper docks, I believe, can be found anywhere in this Night City. Here we have a look at what you will face when you need to upgrade. Most of these items, I'm gonna guess and say that most of these upgrades you might have to do missions to get these upgrades. Like maybe one of the upgrades, especially the higher end upgrades, you might have to complete the actual mission to get the actual upgrade, which means the mission is all revolving around an actual upgrade. And I think some missions you will just get bonus upgrades and bonus items that you will be able to use to upgrade your items. So some missions I think will be mainly focused on actually doing missions specifically meant to get specific upgrades, even though you might not know what those upgrades will do, but you will know that these missions are revolving around getting some kind of enhancement that you will require for actual future missions. So let's start with looking at the upgrade menu. So we're looking at the upgrade menu. It says Cyberware. Top middle you see Cyberware. So I'm gonna guess Cyberware might be a very basic upgrading system, a basic upgrading introduction to what you could upgrade. And when you go up on the ladder to corporations and you have someone like Militech, then you might actually be able to do far more upgrades, and maybe there's far more options as well available to you. From the middle, now we're going to go to the top left. It says level 27. This is an RPG, so it all depends on your level as your character progresses through the story. It says street cred. Street cred, I believe, has got something to do with how many missions you've completed, maybe even how many enemy factions and enemy clans you've taken out, and maybe you've fought and won against them. It might also mean the type of hardware that you have, the weapons that you've collected. It might also mean recruitment. Who knows, maybe there's areas where you can actually recruit people. So what gangs do we have? You have Maelstrom gang.
I'm gonna introduce you to our meat grinder.
You also have the Valentino gang.
Gangster life, puto.
You also have the 6th Street gang.
Second Amendment fans in the house, huh?
You also have the Voodoo Boys, or should I say the Voodoo gang.
You do not steal from the Voodoo Boys. I see you, always.
You also have the Animal gang.
Breaker Skull.
You also have the Tiger Claws.
The Tiger Claws.
Come on, baby.
So you've got the Moxies, which is like a girl gang.
We look out for one another. You looking for some company tonight?
You also have the Wrath gang.
Drifters, they form a complete whole. Remove one part, the delicate balance topples.
Here in the Aldecaldos, it all stays in the family.
So ultimately, we are part of the Merc gang. Mercs stick to themselves. They can do missions for other rival gangs. However, I don't know if you can actually make other gangs your friends. I'm gonna assume that you can, because there is some indications that there is some females in other gangs that can somehow be romantically linked to you. So that would indicate that some gangs you can actually have as friends, maybe even as backup. So we already assessed that you are a merc and you are able to optimize your skeletal structure to basically compete as well as beat these rival gangs to ensure that no one will be better than you. No one will be the apex predator except your merc gang. I don't necessarily think that you have a gang per se, which is you call your buddies and say, hey, merc gang, let's assemble together like the Power Rangers. I don't think that is possible. However, I do think that you can go and speak to your merc buddies and they can perhaps share information that's vital to missions. I think that's perhaps what happens with street cred. Street cred, I believe, has something to do with the gangs. Now, if you look to the right, we already spoke about the cyberware. Like I said, I believe cyberware is just another denomination of levels of cyber upgrading levels. And I think cyberware is not at the top. I think Militech or Ruska, those Ripper dogs are going to be very, very hard to actually unlock, especially in the beginning of the game. Now, if you look to the right, you have your weight system. It shows 124 out of 240, which means that this person has an inventory space of 240 items. Now, if anything I learned from Witcher, which is also made by CDPROJEKTRED, which had the similar inventory limitation system, is that you cannot have unlimited inventory. However, your inventory is vital to you making credits, making eddies. Yeah, eddies is the currency that you use in Cyberpunk 2077 to buy new stuff, whether that be weapons or upgrades. So Eddie is the currency. You can see that just on the right and the top. So the reason why they show Dr. Chrome is the actual Ripper doc, the doc that will give you upgrades, that will install your upgrades. So Dr. Chrome, the Ripper doc, has his money, which is 185,878 eddies. Now, why is that important, you might say? When you do your missions, you pick up valuable items, then you're able to go to these vendors and sell them. The Dr. Chrome might not just be a Ripper doc, you might also be a vendor that you can sell items to. Specific items have specific vendors that you sell them to. You can sell things to Dr. Chrome, which is the Ripper doc, as a place that you can sell them items to get more eddies. Remember, eddies is the currency, the official currency of Cyberpunk 2077. Integumentary system, I couldn't even say that name. Your operating system upgrades, your frontal cortex, your ocular system upgrades. I will go as far as to say that these upgrades are specific to the fact that you need to have those upgrades already unlocked. So not just that, but you would also have to spend the money as well as have the upgrade unlocked to be able to have the upgrade installed. Because remember, you are installing these upgrades on your character. Upgrades you don't want to use, you will sell them to the Ripper doc. The funny thing is they're showing you a male skeletal system. Now I'm guessing that if you use a female as a character, then you will literally have a female skeleton system in the front of you to view, which might be interesting just from a graphics perspective. So let's have a look at the frontal cortex. They show that there's no cyberware to install, which means that, does that mean that maybe you already installed it using? That might mean that. Frontal cortex, that is to do with your brain. So the frontal cortex upgrades are ultimately brain functions, which means that you most likely can upgrade memory, bullet time. But remember, they don't call it bullet time, they call it
Is Koreznikov.
Koreznikov. My pronunciation might not be correct. Now it sounds very Russian. I'm not sure if that's an upgrade you would need to purchase and that's the name of the upgrade. We're here to speculate and also learn more about the game. So we're literally preparing ourselves for Cyberpunk by knowing more about the game. So you've got a circulatory system, which is more like circulatory system, I believe is more to do with, let's say, pumping fuel to your mechanical exoskeleton, maybe boosting your speed, that you can run fast, and maybe even has something to do with the fact that you can replace a fuel with actual let's say acid type liquid that you can use as a weapon. Immune system, we already know what that is. Immune system is a system that allows your body to heal quicker. It's basically like how to regenerate health after a gunfight, after you got wounded, after you got damaged, which makes complete sense because now for the first time someone shot me in the leg and shot me in the arms, and I just popped the medipack and now I'm regenerating health again. Like that, like in gaming, that has never made sense, right? But now with the immune system where you're basically a human hybrid robot, now it makes sense that now your system can regenerate, half human, half robot. That makes complete sense now. Create my immune system to regenerate health, boost my recovery even faster. Also, we're looking at nervous system. So the nervous system is a system where how do you feel? What do you feel, right? Your nervous system is your whole body connected to each other. How do you feel your arms, your legs? That's what I believe. Now let's go on to the next area, which is integumentary. Dude, I don't know if I just said that correctly, but let's just go with it. So integumentary, it seems it has something to do with your skeletal structure and compounds. Like let's say you are made out of aluminium, you're made out of steel, you're made out of carbon, boiled up to something like carbon fiber, and I'm sure there's something more stronger than that. It might even have the option of doing titanium upgrades, maybe even gold upgrades, who knows. So I think integumentary robotic structure, and it shows operating system. Now I'm gonna literally say the obvious thing that anybody is thinking right now. So your operating system could be Mac OS or Windows OS. So when you look at the operating system, this person has picked up, it seems, 4 possible operating systems. The one that he installed is a Raven Micro Cyber MK4 Mark IV legendary item. Item level is 1. It's got 10 base RAM, 8 buffer size, and 6 slots. Depending on what it is and how many slots it has, this one has 6 slots. It says allows you to perform quick hacks and targets and devices while scanning, increases the time it takes for an enemy netrunner to hack you by 100%. And so this specific operating system doesn't allow people to hack you specifically that easily. This means that someone can hack into you. That is what this confirms. Yes, I do understand netrunner is maybe a different gameplay element. However, it still means that someone can hack in. It still confirms that someone can hack into you. It says increases quick hack spread distance by 60%. So that means probably the amount of hacking potential you have. Increases cyber deck RAM recovery route by 6 units per 60 seconds. Like, I'm sure some of you could figure it out. Some call these deck battleships when it comes to system security and forfeit anti-state protocols. It is a foolproof piece of machinery. So that is what I would say the operating system is. It all comes down to having the best possible operating system that unlocks your true hardware potential. And then we're also going to skeleton. So the skeleton is your actual form, your actual skeleton, hybrid human skeletal structure where you're half human, half robot. It shows arms, it shows hands, it shows the blades. There's the scorpion style blades that come out of your arms. Those blades are something I'm gonna really be focusing on. I've got a very special idea that I want to incorporate in my gameplay that I will be doing. I will be live streaming the game, so if you're interested, check my live streams and you will see and understand what I meant with trying to incorporate these scorpion blades that come out of your arms, these katana blades that pop out of your arms. I really am going to be focusing on getting those unlocked as quickly as possible. And it shows here titanium bones, which means that you obviously can upgrade your skeletal structure to be as powerful as you can by using upgrades that you have found. So it shows you a common, it's a common equip. Titanium bones is common, which is kind of interesting because you would think titanium might be, probably one of the best. I wonder if titanium is the bottom line, and then maybe carbon fiber is higher tier. So this tier is common tier, and maybe something like carbon fiber might be higher tier. I know there's stronger compositions that might be better. Okay, so what can you upgrade on your skeleton? You can upgrade the skeleton, which is its own thing. You can upgrade your hands, your arms, and your legs. Stay tuned for some more videos of Cyberpunk before the game releases so we can understand what we need to know before jumping into the game together. See you then. Ciao for now.
Search for SuperDaveDev, then subscribe with notification bell on.